Good evening and welcome to another episode of Supreme TV. Of course, this is Confessions of a Business Owner, Father's Month special. It is actually the last Wednesday of the month, and in the past Wednesdays, we've interviewed fathers, we've interviewed young fathers, and we've also interviewed last week. It was a mix of both a father and a son. Tonight, we are having a very special episode where we are interviewing three wonderful children with fathers who are businessmen. So, hindi ko na patatagalin pa because I know that tonight will be filled with emotions, both happy and I don't know, we'll find out. But definitely, bubuksan talaga natin ang kanilang mga puso kung ano nga ba ang pakiramdam ng isang anak na may magulang na business owner. So, let's bring them on stage. Our first guest, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aldric De Leon.
Hello everyone, good evening.
Yes, of course, of Pack Atlantic Group. All right, our second guest is Marrion Cipriano.
Hello, good evening, good evening.
Ayan, Reveltron naman tayo, Reveltron. And last but not the least, the beauty amongst these two wonderful gentlemen, Architect Annie Zavala. Of course.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Ayan. So I'm so excited for this episode. We are all gonna learn from these three wonderful. Pwede ba yung kids? Hindi naman kayo kids eh. Adults na kayo eh. Okay, so our kids at heart, yeah. So of course our highlight is all about fathers because it's still the Father's Month, and we want to start off by you guys introducing yourself, and then you can, if you want, you can segue right away to telling us about your family. So, introduce yourself and your business because obviously all of you are wonderful business owners as well. So go ahead, please do the introductions. Let's start with Aldric.
Yes, so good evening everyone again. I'm Aldric De Leon from Pack Atlantic Group. So we do logistics, forwarding, and customs clearance and warehousing. So actually I'm the youngest of 5 children, and 4 of us are working in the family business.
Wow. Okay. So all four of you are in the family business.
And you one, hindi. We're 5.
Ay, isa hindi. Okay. All right. So let's go naman to Marrion.
Ayan, so good evening everyone. I'm Marrion Cipriano of Revoltron. So yun, four kaming magkakapatid and all of us are working together sa mga businesses namin. So yeah.
Mga businesses, take note, mga businesses.
Mas maraming business yan si Sir Aldric.
Okay, yan. We'll dive into that in a little bit. Okay, and then
Hello, good evening, everyone. So I'm Architect Annie Zavala. I have my own business, which is Quartos Architectural Design and Build. And I also work for my father as his operations manager in ACZ Printing and Digital Services. We are two siblings and ako lang ang nasa business ng dad.
Ah. Okay. So, yung kapatid mo, not in the business by choice.
He's not in the business at all.
At
He has a different business.
He has a business of his own. Okay,
Yes.
sige. So, so I'm making an assumption that the businesses that you all are in right now are also related to the business of your family. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Okay, ayan. So, I know like for Aldric, sobrang tagal na yung business nila, no? So, I would like to find out how was it growing up that your parents are business owners, di ba? Siyempre, like right now, you are business owners as well, right? So,
Correct.
parang nararamdaman niyo yung challenges and all. So, parang mag-throwback tayo when you were young, ano yung natatandaan nyo ng habang lumalaki kayo, knowing that your parents are business owners. So, ayan, ulitin na. Balik ulit tayo doon, rotation. Let's start with Aldric.
Sige. Alright, so actually, yeah, growing up, I actually never felt that my parents were too busy to cater to our needs as children. So even though they're both busy, dad ko especially, he had some partners na Japanese, na Danish, na American. So because our companies, it's a group of 9 companies. So it's no easy task to manage all of that. That's what my dad did. At the same time, he still always finds time to take care of the family. So we never felt that he was too busy to conduct his work for 9 companies. He was conducting meetings, lagi face-to-face, obviously. So he's also well known in the logistics industry talaga. One of the, well, mga parang elders ng logistics industry. So growing up, at school, my mom, she was always there as well. Even though she's the treasury manager of our group of companies, she's always there to support our kids' events, high school namin, in grade school, may parents' day. So she was always there to support us in our endeavors. So I can say that even though my parents are both busy providing for the family, doing what they do best, they still always gives out the best effort for the family. Ayan.
Grabe, ang galing naman. Yeah, kailangan ng magandang malakas na palakpakan para sa mom at daddy ni Aldric. Pero question ko lang, Aldric.
Yeah.
When you were born, your parents had a business already.
Yes. Actually, the
Yes.
company was 2 years old. So
Okay,
sobrang
when
busy
you
na.
were born. Wow,
yes.
I can just imagine. And then, so, because growing up, the business is also growing, so you would be the kind of kid that runs around the office.
Yes, of course. Getting the bond papers to have some drawings. Annoying the people there. Yeah, that's a common occurrence back then.
Okay, all right. Ang galing naman. Mommy and daddy of Aldric, kudos to you. That's not an easy task, but you were able to do it. So, Marrion, it's your turn. Magandang tanong dito is, binigay nyo ba yung link sa mga magulang nyo sa araw na to? Feeling ko
Alright.
hindi.
Busy sila.
Mananood na sila ng replay. Ayan. So, how about you, Marion? So, what can you say naman growing up? Especially your father, kasi Father's Day special to.
Okay. So basically, ako kasi idol ko yung father ko, to be honest, no?
Wow.
So, yun, pinursu ko yung, ay, naiyak na ako, di ba? Joke lang. So, yun, pinursu ko kasi yung pagiging CPA because of my father. So, yun, growing up, ayun, wala akong maisip, parang na-mental block ako. Well, anyway, yun, growing up, lagi ko siyang nakikita kasi nga sobrang workaholic yung father ko. Siya lang yung nagwo-work sa family. Yung mother ko is housewife. Pero after niya mag-resign with Coca-Cola, ayun, nag-put up ng business yung father ko, which is related nga with Petron, no? So, yun, nakita ko kung paano siya mag-handle ng business, how he handles his people. Then, yung mother ko tumulong na with the business. So, kami, yun, nakita namin kung paano nila pinalago yung business from scratch. Tapos, paano nagkaroon ng additional branches, then another company. So, yun. Yun. Yun lang actually.
Yun na
So,
yun.
so wait lang. So, I have a clear picture, di ba? So, growing up, may business na si father or wala
No,
pa?
growing up kasi
Employee pa
my
siya.
father was an
Employee
employee
pa siya.
pa.
Okay, so somewhere in the middle of it, while you're growing up, tsaka nagtayo ng business si father.
Yes,
Yan. Mga
yes.
ilang taon ka nun?
Around, teka, 2004, mga 11, 12 years old.
11 or
year.
12 years old. Okay.
Yes,
So, nung
yes.
nag-change na siya, nakita mo na nag-set up na siya ng business, were you like, nanggugulo ka ba sa business niya? Nanggugulo
Well,
talaga.
actually,
Siyempre, bata, di ba?
before kasi, even at that age pa lang, 11, 12 years old, I asked my father bakit siya nag-resign or retired with Coca-Cola. Kasi yung position ng dad ko that time was really high na. Like,
Okay.
AVP na siya that time.
Oo.
So, sabi ko, with all the benefits na nakukuha ng family, parang bata ko pa, very na naisip ko,
Grabe,
diba?
11 years old,
Oo, kasi nakikita ko, mahilig ako sa cars di ba? I think alam niyo naman, mahilig ako sa cars. During that time, yung cars namin is free from Coca-Cola. So, doon pa lang naisip ko, libre kotse mo, libre yung, ba't pag-retire ka? I mean, may
diba?
benefits ka di ba? So,
Oo.
yun lang. Then,
Okay.
sabi niya parang he wants something na pag nawala siya, he wants something to leave daw for us. Yun.
For the family.
That's one,
Wow.
yes.
That's nice. So, nung na-start niya na yung business, were you being involved in that? Like, sinasama ka niya sa office? You have like an environment?
Yeah,
or wala,
oo.
sa bahay lang kayo lahat?
Yun nga, sabi ko, dad ko is my idol. So, before kasi, nagano na rin siya, nag-put up siya ng business in Batangas. So, every weekend ako yung kasama niya. So, medyo na-expose ako with what he do.
So,
before.
ikaw ang kanyang sidekick?
Ay, yeah, almost. Kasi, kaya naging CPA ako because of him.
Oo. Pero ikaw ba yung panganay, Marrion? Hindi, di ba?
No, second
No.
ako. Second ako
You're
sa
the
amin.
second. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So, now, let's find out Miss Annie, Architect Annie.
Ano ba? Well, growing up, my parents weren't in business. They were both employees. So, and they were both working. So, growing up, it was, well, wala sila sa bahay kasi wala sila nag-work. Hindi ako iyak.
Talaga ba?
And a part of my childhood, kasi my dad was actually in a different country. So, funny story, may time na hindi ko siya tinatawag na dad. Parang may time na umuwi siya, tas ang tawag ko kasi I have an older brother. So, parang sinasabi ko sa kuya, andyan na yung daddy mo. Ganun yung story namin ng dad ko. Kasi nga hindi ko siya kilala and he was working in a different country. He got into business siguro high school ako or college maybe, sometime around that area. And I was always, sanay ako kasi clingy ako sa mom ko before. So, pag ngumangawa ako, pag pupunta siya sa office, pag ayaw ko magpatinag, sama niya ako sa office. So, ako yung gumugulo sa lahat ng scratch papers niya doon. Yun ang trabaho ko sa opisina niya. Before I got into, di ko alam sa dad ko pala ako mauuwi. Yun ang
Okay. Okay. So, sinasama ka ng mami mo sa office niya, pero yung daddy mo yung may business.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Pero I was younger nung sinasama nila ako sa office. Syempre, when you get older, di ba, parang strong, independent woman ka na, hindi ka na, hindi na ako iyakin. Hindi na ako sumasama.
Ayan. Pero at what point did you have some sort of exposure in the business of your father?
Ever since my dad put up the business kasi, dalawa kasi siya sabay eh. It was a computer shop pa, nung uso pa yon. Ay, 4th year high school ata ako noon. Plus the printing business. Ang nangyari was, I was part of the people in charge of the computer shop. So, ako yung time na po, 1 hour na po, papa-extend. Yun yung trabaho ko doon. Ako yung taga-monitor nung tapos taga-lista kasi may ice cream kami doon. Tapos taga-lista na ako din yung kumukuha ng ice cream. Trabaho ko dati doon sa When I got older, siguro mga after college, tsaka ako pinasok dun sa printing business nung wala na yung computer.
Okay. Alright. So, okay. So, ako naman po yung sasagot ng tanong. Joke. Ayan. So, okay. Meron tayo agad dito na phone-in question. And I think bagay siya dito sa part na to. So, I'll bring it in. The question is, did your dad ask you to join his business? If yes, did you ever thought of rejecting? Tumatawa si Miss Annie. Because you have some other dream. How did you handle that? Ang ganda ng tanong. Thank you, Miss Joyce Wang. That is so on point.
Pwede bang itanong din kung nandito yung mga tatay namin?
Well, fathers, if you are watching, don't worry. Whatever their answers are, I'm telling you, they love you and they're very happy that you are their father. Yes, okay? So, pabaliktad naman tayo. Ayan. Unahin naman natin si Miss Annie. Did you?
Natawa ako kasi yung dad ko nasa kabilang room lang. Hindi ko malaman kung nanonood siya. Baka naririnig niya. Well, did my dad ask me? I don't remember if he did, but I remember he asked my brother first. My older brother. Kasi yung older brother ko yung mas connected yung profession sa business. He's into marketing and advertising, marketing collaterals yung business and printing. And then, when my brother decided to go independent and have his own life, dun ako napasok na okay, sali ako. Parang ganun yung nangyari sa akin. Did I ever think of rejecting? Ano ba to? Controversial question.
Go! Come on!
Hindi. At that time, when I was in college, after college, hindi ko naisip to reject kasi parang I felt like, because my brother nga wasn't there, I had the reason to help out. Parang, wala si kuya so tulungan ko din si dad. Yun yung naging ano ko. So, I do have other dreams, yes. Multiple dreams. But, no regrets
How did you
naman.
handle that? Like you have other dreams and then you're
Well, I took it as na lang. It was, kasi fresh out of college, no? So, it was also partly, nag-work naman ako after college for a different company. And then after that, naisip ko, it's also, whatever I learned somewhere else, sabi nga nila, di ba, hindi naman masamang kumopya pagdating sa negosyo. So whatever I learned there, I applied dun sa business. And it was, at that time kasi, it was, necessary to add those things na I learned. Parang, iangat ko yung sarili kong bangko, added asset ako doon. Dad, tell me you agree.
Yes, Architect Annie is an added asset to the business of her father. Okay. How about you naman, Marrion?
So, yun.
Natanong ka ba? Nabigyan ka ba ng pagkakataon na
Did you ever thought of rejecting, di ba? Actually, oo. Kasi, yun nga. I want to be like him Sabi ko, I want to start my own. I want to be my own. Hindi lang yung umasa with the business that he built, di ba? So, yun. So, yung story actually, after graduation, after passing the boards, nag-practice ako for accountancy with SGV for a year, di ba? Then he started asking me na, what's your plan? Yan, sabi niya sa akin, tulungan mo na ako with the business. So, ako that time, I wanted to pursue law kasi. Gusto ko maging lawyer. So, gusto ko maging CPA lawyer that time. Oh, so dapat yun talaga ang dream ko. I want to be a corporate lawyer, tax lawyer, yan. Pero yun nga 2017 my father passed away. So that time ako lang yung parang inasahan ni Mommy na mag-handle with the businesses nga. Kasi nga ako yung CPA, ako yung sumunod. So feeling nila dami ko nang alam, di ba? Like 1 year of experience.
Dami alam, kalokohan.
Like 1 year of experience for me is not enough naman kasi, di ba? So, and yun, sabi ko, dami kong plans before. Then, I rejected my dad offering me na tumulong sa business. Kasi nga, parang he wanted me to be exposed na talaga with the business. Talagang ako yung mag-handle, ganun. So, yun, I rejected him and actually that's one of my regrets na hindi ko pinagbigyan si daddy with that. Kasi,
Nung early time pa lang.
yes, kasi yun nga, yung na-realize ko, dami ko palang matutunan kay daddy kasi, yun nga, while reviewing his files for the business, kaya ang dami kong, parang siyang yung nakikipag-usap pa sa akin until now, to be honest. With the files, with the iniwan niyang mga setups and
Documents.
programs and documents with the businesses. So every time I have questions, reviewing ko yung file niya, tapos parang magugulat ka na lang na he's still answering my questions. Yeah.
Iyan
So,
na po
yun.
yung viewers.
Oh, so actually that's really one of my regrets, no, na hindi ko siya pinagbigyan. Kasi syempre, I don't know naman ang
Actually,
mangyayari,
Marvin,
di ba?
mamaya pa yung question na yun, yung ina-advance mo yung sagot.
Talaga. Hindi, kasi
Pero sige lang.
projecting di ba? So, yun. To answer nga yung question ngayon, yun, madami akong dreams before, like being a CPA lawyer, na, yun lang.
Okay. So, but now, like the last question there is, how did you handle that? So, doing your family business and then doing your own business as well, tama? You're like sabay na right now.
Yes.
What you're doing.
Well, now kasi, since yung brother ko already graduated with his college nga. So, ayun, meron ng isa pang mag-handle ng business na makakapag-focus doon. So, ako more on the back office na lang, financials, taxes. Pero with the operations na mismo ng business, siya nang bahala.
Sila na.
So, I have spare time to put up my own. So, yeah.
Yes. So, like, one of your other dreams, nasasama na. Okay.
Oo.
Ayan. So, si Aldric, inaantay pa niya yung kapatid niyang gumraduate. Alright, your turn, Aldric. Ang saya-saya ng episode na to, di ba?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. So to answer the question, actually no.
Your father did not ask you to join the
No.
business. No. Okay.
So I worked for other companies for about 3 years by my own.
Okay.
So it was 2 jobs. And then on the 3rd year of my second job, I was actually itching to go to the family business already. Because just a short story, my last job before Atlantic Group, it was very Spartan-like. What do I mean by Spartan-like? We were doing sales, but I had no PC, purely cold calling people and asking them to invest in money market placements. So I didn't enjoy that. I did that for 6 months. So when they were about to regularize me, I didn't accept. That's when I got thinking, I want to join the family business already. So that night, I think it's only 2 days after I resigned, I talked to my dad already, and I told him, Dad, I think I'm ready to join the family business. So he told me that he happily accepted it with open arms. But he told me, just relax for 1 month. Relax for 1 month. And did I savor that 1 month? So I relaxed fully because I know I'll be fully immersed in the business. I'll be quite busy. And true enough, with the first few months, I was really busy because since our company deals with a variety of services, I had to learn the ropes on the fly. And actually, I think before I joined Atlantic, my sales techniques weren't apparent. But under his tutelage, under his leadership, I think I really developed my sales skills in Atlantic already. I'm naturally shy, but because of him, I got to close my own clients, my own portfolio. So I'm really grateful for him. And of some other dream, I think wala naman. How did I handle that? Actually, before when I was in grade school, I wanted to be a priest.
Wow.
Yeah, grade school. I was in grade 3. People
Pastor
were calling-
Aldric pala talaga.
Yeah, so that's when grade school, and actually my course was management in Lasal. It was very flexible. So to be honest, I had no fixed job on what I wanted.
In
It was
mind,
just in mind. So I can say na wala naman dreams na reject for me. So I'm doing that.
Yeah. In other words, you're very happy that you are working in the family business right now.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
100%.
Yan. Ayan. Di ba? Ang daming mga katanungan eh. Ano ba, unahin natin yung tanong nila o yung tanong ko? Sige, dito tayo sa tanong niya. Ni Attorney Nila Rico. Yan. Do you feel offended every time you hear others that you just got in because of your dad? Unahin natin si Aldric kasi parang kay Aldric medyo malaki yung company so marami talagang employees. So have you ever maybe hindi sinabi in your face pero naramdaman mo meron bang ganong situation and how did you feel?
Definitely, there were some times that I felt I was favored, I was prioritized. But how did I handle it? By setting my goals even higher. So, because actually, it's additional pressure for me to perform. Because I'm the son of the chairman, of the owner. So, actually, it's not easy because things are expected of me. Diba?
Right.
So,
Yes.
when I disappoint someone, and I want to be a model for my colleagues sa office.
Galing, may pang segue na ako. Hold that thought ha, dahil yan ang segue ko sa susunod.
Yeah.
Pero sagutin mo muna yung question, Marrion. Ikaw ba? Did you feel that pressure? Nandiyan ka lang dahil sa daddy mo eh. So sabi mo, wala naman ang iba eh.
To be honest, walang iba, di ba?
So, di kayo dito.
Siguro for me yung on my part no kasi different naman yung situation namin, 'di ba? So sa akin siguro yung adjusting period yung mahirap and kasi from calling my employees ate, kuya before, I was calling them on a first name basis na lang, 'di ba?
Yeah. 'Di ba
Yeah.
parang from the little boy turned into boss.
Parang
little boy from
parang ganun
diba?
yung story actually kasi pagpasok ko doon syempre kailangan they know na ikaw yung boss na, ikaw na yung ganito.
Ano yan, may movie na yan, di ba? 13 going on 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. How
So,
about you naman? Ay, sorry naman, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Go.
It's okay. Yeah, okay na.
Wait lang, Miss Jenny, siya muna.
So, pero okay naman. Welcome ka naman nila with open arms.
Yeah, actually, alam naman nila yung
Talaga?
nangyari din. So, yun. Siyempre, adjusting period talaga mahirap.
Okay.
Minsan, ganun pa din.
Talaga ako hindi ako welcome ng mga waiters with open arms. Sorry, catering kasi yung business ng parents ko. Okay, yan. How about you, Miss Annie?
Well, me kasi, it was, bunso kasi ako, di ba, sa family. So, pag bunso ka kasi, ikaw yung laging last. I got the hand-me-downs, I got the So, I was always at the part of my life na I don't want to be identified with any family members as much as possible. Kasi yung dad ko, mga active, daming, yung mga Rotary, mga ganon-ganon. And di ba, pag ganon, parang, uy, anak ka ba ni ganyan? And I don't get offended when they, kapag sinasabi nila na ganon. Pero ako, as much as possible, I refrain from people knowing that I'm actually the daughter. Kasi I wanted to be respected not because anak ako, but because I actually am worth respecting.
Yeah.
So, I don't get offended, but bala kayo kung ano gagawin ko. Sa akin wala, I can't control, 'di ba? Hindi ko naman hindi naman ako nagpumilit na na ako yung anak ng tatay ko, 'di ba? It wasn't my choice. So, sorry, ganun yung tatay ko. Sorry kayo, gusto niyo tatay niyo rin siya. Ganun lang yung So, never.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you, Architect Annie. So now, segue to my second question. So, because nga you have amazing fathers, okay, in the business, in a scale of 1 to 10, okay, what is the level of pressure, okay, level of pressure or stress, because they're really great, like they set it all up and everything, tapos, kayo yung anak, kayo yung, I don't know if kayo yung direct na kasunod or basta you're part of the business, how great is the level of pressure to perform to the optimum level or even on top of that? In a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Tumawa lang po sila.
Episode na to.
And wait lang. I just want to clarify because, this show that we have is being watched by so many business owners out there. So this episode is really perfect for all of you business owners who have parents na magaling na business owners, and we want to, kumbaga, connect with you. Like, here are true to life daughter and sons. Right? So if they are experiencing it, whatever you're experiencing is normal. So let's find out. Unahin natin, Aldric, 1 to 10.
9?
9. Okay.
9?
Marion.
10.
And to think your father's already in heaven, ha? Okay. Miss Annie.
50. Hindi, just to tell you a story, may na-experience na rin kasi kami before na there was this one client na the actual words was, hindi ganyan magtrabaho yung tatay mo. So, it was parang, so, naintindihan nyo na ba't 50?
Ouch!
Kasi may mga ganong clients na pag si ganito, pag si Andy yung pangalan ng dad ko pag si Andy yan, di naman di ganyan trabaho niyan, mga ganon. So, may ganon. So, 50 to 100 ang pressure. Hindi sa kaso sa 1 to 10.
Hindi siya kasya sa 1 to 10.
Hindi.
Guys, narinig nyo ba yun? Okay, so I'm just also okay with that. Okay, narinig nyo na. Medyo naglalag ako. Sorry. Okay. Wag po kayong mag-Netflix. Ako muna. Sorry. So, di ba nga scale of 1 to 10 mataas ang level of pressure. So, how are you handling that? How are you handling the fact that you really want to perform well or exceed even the expectations? And how healthy is it for you? Because, mental health is important. So, go ahead. Anyone, open for all.
Ayaw sumagot.
Sige, ako
How
na.
are you handling it? How are you coping with it?
Go, Boss
Kasi
Aldric.
matututo din yung mga viewers natin dyan.
Yeah.
Diba? Oh, go.
Go, Boss Aldric.
Actually, I think I'm in the same boat with Annie. So, I have encountered prospects who are telling me, di ba tatay mo si Ramon de Leon? So, for me, of course, I want to perform as good as my dad, but I want to be my own person as well. I want to have my own approach to a client. I want to close that client on my own. But of course, having his influence is very beneficial to me. So that pressure for me, I think, how can I handle it? It's a nice pressure. It's a good pressure for me. Because while they are expecting the same level of service that they're accustomed to from my dad, I want to match or even exceed it. So actually, it's a barometer for me to perform well consistently.
Wow, did you hear that? A barometer of performance to work consistently. Okay. So, positive ang effects sa kanya. Okay. Marion?
Ano ba itong
So,
pinasa?
How are you coping
Oo
with
nga
it? No, kasi you can share like, what do you do? Naglilinis ng kotse.
Basically, when I started managing the business, syempre, yun nga, lahat kami gulat with what happened, di ba? So, wala. I need to force myself to study the business, to study all the documents that he has. Tapos, ayun, eventually, like nasasabi ko nga kanina, na if I have questions, parang he's still answering any questions na tinatanong ko while reviewing his work. So, with that, ayun. Pero na-experience ko na rin yung yung nangyari kay Boss Aldric and kay Annie na there are customers and clients talaga na they kept comparing you to your dad nga, 'di ba? Kasi lagi nilang sinasabi na hindi naman ito yung deal namin ng father mo, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi naman ganito yung pinag-usapan namin. So, gusto ko na lang sabihin wala na ngayong tatay ko eh. Ako na eh. 'Di ba?
Sabi mo, sige po, makipag-deal po sa kanya dun sa grave.
Yeah. Then, yun, another is, yun nga, syempre sa management din, yung mga tao mo, 'di ba? Parang hindi lang naman customers eh, parang hindi pati tao nagtatanong bakit ganito na yung nangyayari. Eh before naman ito yung
Wait.
parang pinag-usapan namin ni Sir, ganun.
Mm-mm.
So, yun. Yun lang naman.
Ayan. Okay. And so parang I guess they just have to live with it, deal with it.
Oo, kasi 'di ba? Kasi yun nga, yung isa ko ding ginawa is I want to do something new naman. Like Sir Aldric na I want to establish my own din na parang hindi lang sundan yung ginawa ng father ko but to improve din yung kung ano yung meron kaming or kung ano man yung merong system na nandun na, 'di ba?
Yes,
So,
okay.
yun.
All right. Architect Annie, how do you deal with the pressure?
Ah, yung, yung pressure kasi, ano eh, we deal with a lot of things our own ways. So ako, I have different outlets. Minsan, makeup, halaman, yung kung ano-ano. Kapag sobrang intense na okay, I have to get out of I have to get out of that situation kasi it's not good for me. Pero in terms of living up to my dad, yun nga eh, it's the same eh, no? We respect them so much, but we also want to be our own person. Hindi naman, we weren't raised to be, well, we were raised to be followers, no? Masunurin kaming mga anak.
Yes,
But,
kaya nandiyan kayo sa business niya.
yes. Pero in terms of, pagdating kasi sa negosyo, we have our own techniques, we have our own strengths and weaknesses. And, yun yung lang. So, bakit ba binibigay sa next generation, 'di ba? Kasi we add something new to the table and that's how I look at it. Pag sinasabi nila na hindi ganun yung ginagawa before, it's always, well, let's try this kasi this is something that might improve on what we were doing before. So, try lang and
And if it doesn't work,
if it doesn't work, Dad, help. Ganun. Hindi, naman siya eh. Business kasi, di ba, it's always a risk. May risk
Yes.
naman pag may gusto tayong implement lalo sa mga tao kasi yung mga tao, they've been with our parents longer than we have. Tapos papasok kami, entrada kami na kala mo kung sino, di ba? Parang ganun lagi yung entrance pagpapasok ka sa office, parang dati
So,
nene
sino
ka lang, tapos ngayon boss ka na. Yung mga ganun.
Correct.
Ganun yung So, we
Ako na yung
have to
boss nyo.
establish yung Oo, we have to establish yung ganun. Pero maintain the relationship. Kasi one thing I learned is, because they were ako nga tito-tita pa yung mga ko before eh. The secret there was, I still called them tito and tita.
so
Pag
parang
may
feeling
papa-office
nila parang pa din sila. Pero actually, inuutosan mo sila.
Parang, tita, pa-help. Gawa. Ganun yung technique ko na. Kasi you have the relationship and you can build on that eh. So, that is my strength. So, I build on the relationships I have. And I don't know if I learned it from my dad, but it's one thing that helped me in managing yung business.
O, diba? And in that Miss Annie was sharing, no, parang yung sunod na question dito related to one of our viewers na when you impose improvements and it gets rejected, ayan, or decisions were not taken seriously. Okay, have you ever, how did you feel in mga ganong situation? I'm sure may mga ganong situations na ito yung decision mo na gusto mong gawin, tapos hindi tinake seriously. How did you handle that? Those kinds of situations?
Nawalan ata ako ng internet. Naglalag.
Okay.
Diba, babalik ka Dad, backupan mo naman ako. Ito yung decision ko eh. Ganon. Paano?
Sige, I'll start Ako, one thing, it's funny, no? Even though I am close with my dad, one of my biggest competitors sa business is also my dad. We get into arguments to the point na minsan yung tao yung sino po yung susundin? May ganun na sila. Parang, kanino ka? Sa anak. May mga ganun minsan sa office. Naman siya eh. May sabong kami pag kami nag-away ng dad ko. Pero at the end of the day, it's about talking about it. After the emotions have passed and we've you always go back na parang, pwede na ba tayo mag-meeting ng seryoso tayong dalawa lang. And then let's talk about it. Most of the time, sila pa rin naman yung masusunod kasi at the end of the day, it's their business eh. Pero ang sa akin kasi may guiding principle is I have to put I have to contribute something to the table. If hindi siya masunod, okay lang. Pero alam mo, at least alam niya na you actually thought of this. And then pag di nag-work yung kanya, sorry. Gawin na natin yung atin. May ganun na. Ako naman, may ganun siya na. Ako naman kasi we tried your part
Tried
naman.
your
Ako
way.
naman.
Okay, let's check my way. Ganyan.
Ay,
Okay. How about you, Marrion?
Yun, kasi nga, with my case, parang, yun nga din yung actually na-miss ko before working in a corporate, di ba, setup. Kasi before, I have superiors. So, someone reviews your work, di ba? Now kasi, every decision is final. So, honestly, nakakatakot, di ba? Like,
It can make or break the whole thing.
So, yun lang. In my case kasi, I wanted lang na paano ba? To continue yung business. Yun lang, yung business continuance is very important that time. Kasi syempre nawala yung mismong head eh. Not just our family, but the business as well. So, that time, ang target namin is actually business continuity, di ba? So yun, so someone imposing or nag-reject ng mga improvements for me kasi that time halos wala eh.
Kasi ikaw na talaga.
Oo eh. Kaya, yung mom ko nagtatanong, pero sinasabi lang sa akin, kung bahala, alam mo yan, mas alam mo yan, ganun. So, on my part, sabi ko, shucks, ang bigat, diba?
Siguro kung parang may nagre-reject, siguro yung sarili mo, Marrion, sigurado ka ba dyan sa gagawin mo?
Actually, I've talked to a lot of, I talked to Annie, I talked to Miss Janae, di ba? Nakwento ko yun naman sa'yo before to. And kay Boss Aldric din, I think. So, yun yung mahirap on my part. Especially nung wala pa yung brothers ko with the business. Yung final decision talaga yung mabigat. Kasi, yun nga, sabi mo, it can make you or break you di ba? Your business. So, yun lang yung sobrang bigat na part yung final decision, tapos na.
But, fortunately, as a business owner, you are indeed a risk taker, right? So, okay. How about you, Aldric? Meron ka bang mga suggestions sa office na na-reject? Ouch.
Actually, the question really resonates well with me. I can really relate because I'm the youngest in my family.
Oh, you're the youngest?
Yeah. So we're 5 of siblings and I'm used to getting rejected by my older siblings. Laging inaasar. Alam mo yun, suggestions, not being taken seriously. So in a business setting, So in a business setting, there were some times that I recommended some investments to put in sa dad ko sa mga new businesses, and may mga times din na talagang it was rejected. And for me, I took it quite well because I saw the rationale on why it was being rejected. He explained it to me clearly. He explained to me on how that investment can be better spent under his experience, and I took it quite well. And actually, it's really room for me to even think of a better proposal next time for him to accept it. And I started in Pa-Atlantic in 2014. And as the years go by, he delegates more responsibilities to me, which I really appreciate. More decision making, critical analysis, about the operation. So I really appreciate that. So that rejection, parang nasulit. Alam mo yun? So may kapalit.
Yes.
More responsibilities, more choices for me to undertake in the company.
That's really good. Yes! Ang gagaling ng mga guests natin tonight. Grabe. I hope you guys are learning, okay? Because at this part, I want to ask all three of you, what are the biggest lessons that you got from your father? It could be a life lesson, it could be a business lesson, basta, what are your biggest lessons that you got from your father? All right, let's start with Miss Annie.
Paisip.
Wait,
May
isi-spotlight
timer
lang kita, wait. Go.
ano ba? Well, alam mo yung dad ko kasi he likes to teach. One of the things kapag pinapagalitan niya kami when we were younger, he wasn't the yeller. Siya yung life lesson. Upuan ka niya tapos sasabihin niya lahat ng history mo. Kasi explain niya bakit malaking factor yun sa ginagawa mo today. Ganun siya. So, in terms of lessons, there's so much. Pero one thing siguro na I hope I live up to hanggang ngayon is you can't judge anyone by their cover. You talk to the people how they want to be talked. Yun yung respect with any kung ano mang estado ng buhay kasi we were raised that way na parang kung sa slums wala kaming pakialam. Doesn't matter kung saan ka galing. But people are people. So don't forget that. And whatever happens, yun, tao yun eh. Parang pag nagkamali, tao yun. Yung mga ganon, hindi tayo robot. And always be compassionate about, how you talk to people and how you handle people. Well, HR siya, so he should know. Pero yun yung number one na I always remember. So, tinuruan niya kami how to talk to different kinds of people. From the high bosses to the laborers. And may one time, bigla na lang niya ako sinalang. May problema, tas vice president ng client, yung malaking client. Tapos iniwan niya ako. Sabi ko, wala man lang training, iniwan mo lang ako. Tapos, well, he trusted me. I don't know if he trusted me enough or siguro kaya ko na that time. Pero yun yung niya sa akin. Just be you and make sure you have the right intentions. Kasi, whatever, kung sino man yung kausap mo, it will always show. Kung nag-fake ka, if you're trying to sell something and you're not telling the truth, whether mayaman or mahirap yung kausap mo, malalaman niyo yun. So, just be true and don't judge people.
Yes, don't judge people. And meron tayong commenter. I can validate that's true. Sabi ko, eto na ba yung daddy niya o kapatid niya?
That's my older brother.
Shout out to Kuya. Alright. So, okay. Let's go naman to Aldric. What are the biggest life lessons that you got from your papa?
Well, this word applies deeply in personal and business life. Trust. So, trust. So, I'll go first in the business side. Trust. So, actually, in our logistics, trust is really something that you have to treasure with. Because in our industry, there's a lot of burning of bridges, of previous relationships, and there's lots of temptation. There's lots of clients being taken away back and forth by several freight forwarders. So it's really how to approach your client and the trust with your fellow freight forwarders. And for me, that's what my dad taught me. So before, actually pre-pandemic, we were going to different countries to meet with agents worldwide, our fellow freight forwarders. And these people having worked with Pac Atlantic for 30 plus years. So our European agents, our US agents, and I saw firsthand the trust that they gave my dad to handle the shipments from their country to the Philippines. So for me, trust is really a big factor because no matter how many years go by, the business will remain strong as long as the trust between the two company owners are there. That's very, very relevant for me. And of course, on the personal side, we know that trust is one of the big factors in communication. When you trust a person, it means that that person really is more comfortable with you at all times. So if you don't have trust in a client, in a supplier, in a vendor, your relationship might be a temporary one. It won't last for a long time. So that's it.
Wow, beautiful. Napaka-importante talaga sa business. Trust.
Yes.
Yan. Kung may risk, may trust din. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Marion. It's your turn.
Yeah, so number one actually, what I value dun sa mga tinuro sa akin ng father ko is number one is family is everything, di ba? So, no matter what kasi mangyari sa'yo, your family is always there. So, actually, yun din yung ano yung nawala si daddy, yun talaga yung pinanghawakan ng family namin. Kasi sobrang biglaan eh. Like, ano ba yan eh? Kukwento ko pa ba, di ba?
Sige lang.
Hindi ko na kwento, di ba? Hindi, kasi tinakbo namin siya sa hospital. 2 hours lang siya. Then, yun nga, nawala na rin si daddy. So, yun.
So he had a heart attack.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yun. Yun yung talaga yung pinanghiwakan namin. Yung family lang talaga namin yung magsasama-sama sa hardship na to. And yun naman din yung pinakita ng dad ko sa amin. Kasi nga, lahat ng ginawa niya is for us, di ba? So, yun. Then, sa business naman, yun, always be present. Always be relevant sa mga business operations. Always know what to do. Always know ano yung nangyayari. Dapat alam mo yung ginagawa ng tao mo. Actually, be hands-on. Yun yung tinuro niya sa akin with the business. Kasi anytime your people can leave you. Paano pagka hindi mo alam yung ginagawa ng mga tao mo? Paano mo papatakbohin yung business mo? So, yun. That's actually, until now, yung bagong business ko, yun yung ina-apply ko na tinuro niya sa akin is to be hands-on.
Wax on, wax off.
Karate Kid.
Okay. Hindi ko pala na-sorry naman. So, yung mga viewers natin, because Marrion has, nasa uniform niya, has another business. Sige na nga, Marrion, i-plug mo na yung business mo.
Yeah. So, yun, kakasimula lang nung new business ko. It's Better Details. So, it's a auto detailing shop, auto beautification shop. So, yun. Kung anyone na may gusto magpa-detail, ceramic coating, and yun lang.
Ang ganda ng sabi niya, auto beautification shop. Ganda.
Yeah.
Treat niyo yung mga dad niyo. Pa-detail niyo yung sasakyan niya.
Oo nga, diba? Ayan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're down to the last few minutes of our show. So, kanina kasi medyo nagbanggit na si Ayon ng mga regrets, ganyan, gano'n. So, nunahan niya na ako, diba? So, pero ano kasi yun tandem kasi yun, diba? If meron ka mang regret or parang panghihinayang na sana ganito, sana ganyan, may ka-partner din yun na achievement. So, parang, diba, both sides of the coin. So, if kung ano man yung mga, parang sana ganito para ginawa ko before, ganyan. Pero, on the other side, what are the achievements na ba that you're proud of na I'm at this age and I'm in this business and this is what I've done so far that I know my father's gonna be so proud of me because of this achievement. Okay, so let's start with Marrion. Kasi
Nakakatakot
yung
parang rolete, no? Ikaw yung tuwagin.
Yeah, so, ano ba, achievements. So, before kasi, yung nabubuhay pa si Daddy, we have 2 stations, gasoline stations, Petron. So, right now, we have 3. So, na-awardan kami na another station. And then, for Revoltron naman, actually, Revoltron is handled by my brother. So, I think yung father ko is very proud with him. Kasi 2 years, actually 3 years straight, siya yung dealer of the year. So, yun. So, actually, that's achievement ng brother ko yun and my family, actually.
Yes. Okay. And syempre, your father's so proud right now, smiling up in heaven because of Better Details.
Sana.
Better Marrion.
Hindi pa siya sure.
Sana, no? 1 month pa lang.
Palagay ko naman. Diba? Sa mga social na mga sasakyan na nagpunta na sa Better Details.
Lambo.
Okay. Alright, your turn, Aldric. Well, pwede mo palang banggitin kung meron ka mang any na paghihinayang na sana ganito, sana ganyan. Pwede mong sabihin, if any.
Alright. So, achievements, I think, for me, of course, nandiyan ay sales, more sales, improvements sa operations of the company. But I think for me, it's not just me, but my siblings as well. Because actually, story, ang ganda na synergy namin magkakapatid in the business. Since we are in the group of companies, what my dad did, he assigned one De Leon child to handle one company. So, ganon. So, for example, my eldest sister, she's in charge of our forwarding business. Yung older brother ko, warehouse namin, in Paco, Manila. Yung twin brother ko, yung BTO namin. Tapos ako actually, jack of all trades. So, ako yung parang mini chairman, I think. Kasi I market and research about all of our activities.
Mhm.
So, achievement is, I think we have been keeping the business for so long, and as the time goes by, we're never going to stop diversifying
Mhm.
our services. We want to add more services to our existing logistics portfolio and insurance and BPO. And I think that's our achievement as a family.
Mhm.
So we are blessed to be four children in the business, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses, but all of us complement one another. And that's what made that ambitious.
Ganda. My gosh. And totoo, no, one of the uh, quotations that my mother also always say is the best measure of a success of a business is continuity.
Yes.
Yan.
Yeah.
Succession. Yan. So kung may successor and mukhang maganda ang succession sa family nila Aldric with all of the siblings. Yes. Palakpakan naman natin sila. Yeah. Okay. It's your turn, Miss Annie.
Bakit ako yung nahuli? Hindi na masyado
Siyempre,
nung
save the
sinabi ni
best for
Aldrich.
last.
Mahirap sundan. Siguro let's start with regrets, no? One thing kasi that I was always a timid person. Nahihiya ako to voice out whatever I want. Sometimes, di ba? Parang yung
Parang di
feeling na
naman.
you're not syempre matanda na ako, hindi na. Pero yung feeling na you're not as good as your dad or your mom, lagi siyang dumadating. So sometimes when you think of something, parang yun agad yung mag-hold back na, baka mas magaling naman sila na lang. So I guess one thing is, yun yung isang regret na I didn't push my voice as much and as hard as I could. Para ako naman yung masunod. Parang yun yung isa sa regrets na, yun, I didn't speak as much, I just followed. But I think one achievement, hindi ko alam mahihiyain ka. Hindi ko alam paano mag-measure ng achievements Pero siguro one thing my dad will be proud of, and not just me, no, even my brother, is they raised us with high integrity. Yun ang isa sa namin, non-negotiables. If it's about principles, if it's about things that we believe in, trust me, it's gonna be a long fight. If dun tayo magtatalo. And it's always about integrity, being honest and being, the force for the truth, and not circulating yourself dahil gusto mong kumita, you'll do this. Yun yung isa na parang, it doesn't matter if we don't earn as much, as long as, we don't lose ourselves in the middle of all that money. I guess that's one thing na I hope he's proud of that we're like that.
Ayan. Daddy, paki-comment down below. Are you proud of Architect Annie?
Daddy,
And to
tulog ka
all,
na.
and to all the dear fathers, okay, comment down below. So, okay, I know that we're gonna reach overtime, but I have one last question that I feel that everyone can learn from this. Is your last few words of advice to all of the business owners out there who are sons and daughters of bigger business owners, all right? So, ito na yung parang from your heart to other people na who are also parang growing up and, having to have to handle their family business or, the businesses that their fathers have started. So, go ahead. Anyone. Ito na. Open book. Anyone wants to start?
Sige, ako na lang. For me, the big letter K, knowledge. Knowledge is power. So knowledge and absorb. Absorb everything from your dad or your mom, because there's a reason why their business have been so successful. Diba? There's a reason. So what they have been doing for the past several years, it's been successful. And why not apply that, absorb all of that knowledge, and even improve it in your own setting?
Yes, ganda. Yes, and 'di ba kasi parang ngayon yung mga bata kasi ngayon parang feeling nila know it all na sila, alam na nila lahat, 'di ba? So ayan, maganda. Maganda yung advice ni Aldric, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Maximize the knowledge and apply yung mga yon. Absorb and apply and even improve. Okay. Next. Di na ako
Ayon?
magbo-volunteer.
Boss Marrion.
Ayon?
Siguro yun nga, always be present, 'di ba? Always be hands-on. Know everything sa business. Kasi yun nga, very important yun, especially to small businesses like us.
Yes! Oh
Kay
my
Boss
God.
Aldric,
I
malaki
agree.
na yan.
Oo nga, hindi ma-reach eh.
Diba? I think Miss Annie and Miss Janae will be agreeing to this, 'di ba? Na always be hands-on with the business.
Yes.
And yun, laban lang. Actually, laban lang. Maraming problems and mahirap. Mahirap to be to be the boss of something, di ba? Kasi
Yes.
every decision is final. So always ask around kung always ask for suggestions, comments, kung tama ba yung gagawin mo. Never be ashamed of not knowing, pero be courageous na magtanong talaga, di ba?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yun lang.
Okay. Yes. So don't be afraid to ask.
Yes.
Yan. Okay. And last but not the least, Architect Annie.
Two things. Don't stop learning and don't stop listening.
Ah.
I know we're all entitled to be our own individual self. And we
Mhm.
have our own thoughts and we have our own opinions. But yung saying nila na kinakainisan ko nung bata ako na papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na kami. It applies at some points. So, you have to learn from them. Kung sila ay nagpakahirap noon, then improve on it. Be smarter. If you don't wanna work as hard as that but earn as much, be smarter. So,
Yeah.
don't forget, kasi anything that they did before, it was laging may lesson eh. So, don't forget, listen and learn to whatever that they're saying. And don't talk back to your dad. Don't
Agree,
be like
Oh
agree.
my
me.
gosh, don't talk back to your
Don't
dad. That is a good lesson.
Huwag po kayo sumunod sa akin. Don't talk back to your dad.
Don't talk back to your dad. Yes. And of course, thank you to all the fathers who have raised these wonderful children. I don't want to call them children because they're, malalaki na sila. But because they are all wonderful contributors to our economy today. So, happy Father's Day to all of your fathers. And of course, thank you to everyone who has supported us tonight and every Wednesday night here in Supreme TV. Thank you, and we'll see you in our next episodes.
Bye! Next
Bye!
episode, yung mga tatay na yung nandito.
Yes.